Welcome to our executive interview series at the Elastic Public Sector Summit presented by FedScoop. I'm Wyatt Cash and I'm here with George Tees, Vice President, Solutions Architecture, Public Sector at Elastic. George, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
First, I'd like to ask, what advantages do powerful search, AI, and observability capabilities provide for agencies looking to effectively close the cybersecurity skills gaps that so many of them face?
Yeah, so that's a great question. So I think what we're seeing kind of across the board with our customers is they don't have enough people, they don't have enough processes, they don't have enough time to really go after these cyber threats. So when you look at generative AI, observability, actually utilizing these tools to help the individual SOC analysts, the security folks, to be able to understand the threats early, to understand them more efficiently, and to have a broader scope of understanding of how to respond to them. That helps the end user, it helps the SOC, it helps the federal government actually execute on threats quicker and even with a reduced staff. So it actually takes folks that may be coming on early into their career, into a SOC or into cybersecurity, and helps provide them the tool sets for them to be able to respond to and action on cyber threats. And at the end of the day, not only is it AI or generative AI and some of these that actually help with solving that skills gap and helping with remediation and understanding what those threats are, but observability helps look at that threat holistically. So you can look at that threat across the entire landscape, so whether or not you're tracking your network utilization, your net flow information, your application information, as well as your cyber, so that the individuals that are trying to respond to these threats are more equipped to be able to respond to it across the board, so that they're able to understand what a security event impacted, what application impacted, what network challenge, and then even up past that is the ability for them to be able to search their user documentations, their remediation, so that they can actually access playbooks that help them understand how to remediate those particular cyber threats that are out there. But at the end of the day, generative AI, as well as observability, help upskill existing talent and be able to take away existing load on the senior level members so that they can go out and actually do true threat hunting and actually get in front of a lot of these nation state sponsored attacks.
And then, speaking of nation-state attacks, talk about how robust search analytics platforms are likely to help agencies address those growing nation-state and also criminal cyber threats, and also better protect critical infrastructure.
Yeah, so one of the great things about a data platform, right, is everybody has a tremendous amount of data out in the federal government, but providing context for that entire data set, whether or not it's security data, whether or not it's application data, whether or not it's network data, whether or not it's actual threat, cyber, and nation state information, but actually deriving context across that entire landscape of that threat and how to respond. So at the end of the day, with the elections coming up in in November of this year, IoT and elections is top of line on how do we secure that from a nation state attack or even criminal attack out there. And the ability to actually look at the IoT or the individual voting machines and being able to understand what they're doing, looking at who's accessing them, what's actually happening in those electronic systems, and then applying security regimen around that so that you can provide that security landscape. And then once again is that entire context from the security event all the way through understanding the IoT attack to actually how do I actually remediate that, and using generative AI across the board or AI across the board to actually help customers understand how to go about it and how to do it quickly and with the most effectiveness that they could have in their environment.
Well, George Tees, thank you so much for taking a few minutes to join us here at the Elastic Public Sector Summit.
Thank you very much.